It's finally happening, folks. After years of talk, after months of waiting, President Donald J. Trump's mass deportation machine is officially in full swing. And tonight, America just witnessed the moment that everything changed. Tom Homan didn't just speak. He dropped the hammer. He went right after Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, the man who turned Chicago into a sanctuary for chaos. And he said the words that are now echoing across the nation, all 50 states. Put on a Border Patrol uniform and see how it feels. That's not politics. That is reality crashing into arrogance. And it's not just Homan. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem just tore the mask off the sanctuary line on live TV, exposing exactly how Democrat leaders have been harboring criminals and defying federal law while lecturing the rest of us about compassion. Now, here's a twist that nobody saw coming. The American people are done apologizing. New data proves it. The majority of voters, including independents, are now saying enough. They want enforcement. They want order. They want the law. And for the first time in years, they're actually getting it. President Trump's ICE force has shattered deportation records, millions removed, thousands of children rescued from trafficking, and the border is finally under control. Now, meanwhile, the left is melting down on cue. I mean, they're calling it authoritarian, they're calling it racist, while Americans, everybody, everywhere are essentially cheering in the streets. Because this isn't about hate, it's about accountability. And it's about restoring sovereignty, protecting citizens, and proving that, yes, when President Trump says he'll do something, he does it. So buckle up, guys, because today, whenever you happen to be watching the show, I'm going to go ahead and break down exactly how Tom Homan, Kristi Noem, and President Trump just detonated the biggest enforcement wave in modern history. And more importantly, why the mainstream media is in full-blown panic mode. This is the moment America has had enough. This is the reckoning that they swore would never come. Oh, and it's just getting started. Hit the like button and subscribe. Okay, so November 2025, Donald J. Trump is sitting in the Oval Office, and America feels the shift. The tone in Washington isn't about appeasement or excuses anymore. It's about results. The border crisis has spiraled out of control under Joe Biden, and it has finally met its reckoning. ICE buses are moving, court dockets are packed, and field offices are humming 24/7. Now, for the first time in decades, the law is being enforced with no political filter. The Trump administration calls it Operation Restoration. Border towns call it relief. But to the media and to the Democrats who built their careers on open borders, it's a complete nightmare. Now, America's immigration law is no longer a suggestion, it's a command, and Trump's making sure that it is obeyed. You guys remember when the critics laughed, right? They said mass deportation was just like a campaign slogan. Those same pundits are now watching their own words age like spoiled milk. I mean, President Trump told America what he was going to do, and he's actually doing it. Look, ICE recruitment has doubled. Deportation flights are leaving daily, and detention centers that sat idle for years are overflowing with activity. Early skeptics said, slow your roll. Trump won't follow through. Don't worry about it. Well, they underestimated one thing. The man's obsession with keeping his promises, because every border policy, every rule of law that Biden ignored is being reactivated with surgical precision. Look, the operation took time to scale, admittedly, but the machine is in motion now. So what began as campaign rhetoric has become the most aggressive immigration enforcement drive in modern history. Enter Tom Homan. This is the man that the left despises because he actually gets things done. A career ICE enforcer turned Trump border czar. Tom Homan doesn't mince words, and this is exactly why he's back in the spotlight. So under Biden, border agents were muzzled. Under Trump and Homan, they have been unleashed. Homan's no bureaucrat at all. He is not a bureaucrat. He's really a soldier for sovereignty. He's a man who spent decades hauling criminals off the street. He is the one who told mayors, governors, and judges, you don't get to pick and choose which laws to enforce. So now, with full White House backing, Homan, he's calling shots on deportation strategy that's both lawful and relentless. The goal isn't political theater. The goal is results. And judging by the panic from the blue states, it looks like it's working. And so then came this explosion that was heard across America. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, poster boy for sanctuary defiance, finally got publicly torched. So during a live interview, Homan didn't hold back. He told J.B. Pritzker and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson to go ahead and put on a Border Patrol uniform and stand on the line. That wasn't a jab. It was a dare. I dare you to do it. Homan's message was simple. If you're going to lecture the people risking their lives on the border, why don't you go ahead and try wearing the badge yourself? The clip went viral instantly, shared millions of times, sparking all sorts of outrage among Democrats and applause from law enforcement nationwide. Now, for once, someone said out loud what every frustrated officer's been thinking. No more politics, no more hiding behind rhetoric. Either enforce the law or go ahead and step aside. Now, when your grandkids look back, what do you want them to remember? A grandparent that was stressed out about Medicare bills, or one who was free to enjoy life with them? This is why I partner with Chapter. They protect your Medicare coverage so that you can protect your family time. Now, one of our viewers said, thanks to Chapter, my Medicare plan finally feels like it's helping me, not stressing me out. So let me ask, what promise do you want to keep for your grandkids? Now, most people are already calling the phone number right there on the bottom of your screen, or they're visiting askchapter.org/Ron. And that phone number again is 909-563-8279. Oh, and speaking of promises kept, our viewers are already seeing the difference. Look, Sheila Cuts, she said, Chapter gave me hope. Sometimes all we need is hope, right, guys? But Sheila said, Chapter gave me hope. I'm doing better since. Found this awesome help. Awesome. This is what it's all about, folks. Peace of mind and freedom to focus on what truly matters. And just when the media thought that it couldn't get hotter, Kristi Noem stepped in. The Homeland Security Secretary stood beside Tom Homan and ripped the mask right off the so-called sanctuary narrative. Kristi Noem, she revealed exactly how these blue state policies designed as compassion have become magnets for criminal activity, human trafficking and cartel networks, you name it. You're not protecting families, she said. You're protecting fugitives. That statement detonated across social media like a grenade. The pair, Homan and Noem, are now the enforcement tag team that Democrats fear most. A no-nonsense cop and a fearless governor turned cabinet leader. Together, they have made it crystal clear. The sanctuary era is ending. Cities that defy federal law, they're being held accountable. No more political title, no fancy office, no blue state shield will protect them. It's over. So let's go ahead and call this what it is. A civil standoff between state defiance and federal law. Sanctuary leaders like Pritzker and Noem, sanctuary leaders like Pritzker and Gavin Newsom, Kathy Hochul, they claim this moral high ground. Meanwhile, they're blocking ICE from removing violent offenders. But now, that rebellion carries some consequences. President Trump's Justice Department has revived penalties for non-cooperative jurisdictions, cutting grants, redirecting federal resources, and even pursuing obstruction charges against local officials who are actively interfering. The message? The law is not optional. It doesn't bend because a mayor feels compassionate. Sanctuary cities once boasted about harboring illegals. Now they're scrambling as enforcement buses are rolling in and residents demand to know why their communities have become dumping grounds for chaos. Now, for the first time, those same cities are facing the reality that they invited the storm that's now at their doorstep. So let's talk numbers, shall we? Because facts don't lie, but politicians do that every day. So according to the Department of Homeland Security, more than 2 million illegal aliens have already been deported under President Trump's new directive. Nearly 600,000 arrests were made inside U.S. cities. Many were tied to repeat offenders and drug trafficking rings. You got another 1.6 million took voluntary deportation deals once ICE pressure started ramping up. Tom Homan called it the largest deportation operation in American history, and he's right. Field offices that once sat half empty under Biden, they're now running at full capacity. Even every one of these regions has doubled its daily removal quota, and the administration says that the target by the end of the year is 3 million removals. Now, CNN called it unprecedented. Even CNN admitted. But what's really unprecedented is this: America finally enforcing the law that it already had on the books. Now, here's where things get really, really interesting. So a brand new Pew Research poll dropped this week, and it's a political earthquake. So for the first time in 20 years, a majority of Americans, 61%, said that they support mass deportation of illegal immigrants. Now, that's not just Republicans. This includes independents and even a slice of disillusioned Democrats who say, we just want law and order. The same poll found that 70% of Hispanic voters believe illegal crossings are out of control. So when Trump's critics scream authoritarian, it just falls flat. The numbers show Americans are done being gaslit. They're not voting out of hate. They're voting for sovereignty, safety, and sanity. This is not fringe anymore, folks. This is mainstream, and it's shaking Washington to its core. And at the core of this entire battle lies one principle: sovereignty. A nation that cannot control its borders is not a nation at all, really. I mean, President Trump understands that better than anybody else. His team calls it America's non-negotiable. The right to decide who enters, who stays, and who leaves is fundamental to our independence. Yet for years, globalists and left-wing leaders mocked that concept, insisting borders are racist or outdated. Well, sovereignty is making a comeback, and it's hitting like a tidal wave. In fact, the Trump administration's message is so simple. No country survives when laws are optional. Every deportation flight, every ICE raid, every arrest is a statement. America is reclaiming her authority. Sovereignty isn't about cruelty, it's about survival. And finally, the government is acting like it remembers that. And of course, the left is absolutely panicking and losing their ever-loving mind because they just can't tell the difference between law enforcement and authoritarianism. So when Democrats watch ICE remove a criminal alien, they scream dictatorship, but when sanctuary cities defy federal law, they call it justice. The irony pretty much writes itself. Tom Homan said it best. He said, "We're not creating new laws. We're enforcing the ones that were already passed by Congress." That's not tyranny. That is the rule of law. The only people afraid of it are the ones that are breaking it. So Americans are waking up to that truth. They're realizing what's really dangerous isn't deporting lawmakers, or excuse me, it's not deporting. Maybe some of these lawmakers should be deported, right? How about Ilhan Omar? Deport her? Drop a deportation if you think Ilhan Omar should be deported, right? But they're realizing what's really dangerous isn't deporting the lawbreakers. It's the politicians who refuse to enforce the law because they're scared of losing votes. The left calls it cruelty. President Trump calls it accountability, and that's exactly what it is. So, I mean, you can always count on the corporate media to melt down the very second that President Trump does something effective. MSNBC is calling it a humanitarian crisis. CNN's running footage of activists crying outside of ICE facilities. And the Washington Post just called Tom Homan the face of cruelty. But the truth, guys, those same outlets ignored the chaos for years while Americans paid the price. Fentanyl pouring through the border, kids trafficked, wages cut, hospitals overwhelmed. Now that Trump's actually cleaning it up, they're crying foul. Democrats like J.B. Pritzker and Gavin Newsom are scrambling to frame deportation as oppression, but it's too late. Voters have stopped listening to the emotional manipulation. They see right through it. They already see the buses rolling, the arrests happening, and they're finally saying, finally somebody's doing their job. So where does it go from here? Straight up. Straight freaking up, okay? Tom Homan says January's projections alone could top 600,000 removals, a record month. ICE is adding agents weekly, field offices are expanding, and DHS says enforcement will triple as new resources hit the ground. Now, Trump's team isn't just reacting, they are scaling. The deportation effort is now a sustained operation, not just a one-off stunt. If this momentum holds, Homan projects 10 million removals by the end of Trump's term, effectively reversing Biden's entire border disaster. And there's talk of legislation to make sanctuary obstruction a federal offense. Now, the message is clear. This isn't a headline. This is a movement. The enforcement era has arrived and there's no going back. Now, at the heart of this wave is one word that Democrats hate: accountability. Now, for years, governors, mayors, prosecutors, they ignored federal law and they called it compassion. So now President Trump's administration is calling it what it is. It's a crime. Tom Homan said point blank that leaders who obstruct ICE or harbor fugitives should face legal consequences. Kristi Noem agrees, calling it the moral equal of defying the Constitution itself. Now, the Justice Department is reviewing whether local officials who aid and abet sanctuary networks can be charged under existing statutes. And suddenly, you can almost feel the tension. You can feel the panic in the air. The same politicians who loved cameras at rallies are hiding from subpoenas. Accountability isn't vengeance. Accountability is justice. America is learning the hard way that laws mean nothing if leaders don't fear breaking them. So, behind the scenes, behind the headlines, you got a machine unlike anything we've seen before. The Trump administration has turned ICE into a modernized enforcement powerhouse. Thousands of new agents recruited through signing bonuses, dozens of field offices reopened and fully staffed, by the way. Real-time data integration between DHS, local police, and state records. It's no longer chaos, it's coordination. Deportation courts now operate in shifts around the clock, and the logistics pipeline, the buses, the flights, housing is streamlined to move faster than bureaucrats can stall it. Even private contractors are being vetted to prevent the corruption that plagued earlier operations. Now, President Trump, he is not improvising. He has industrialized enforcement. This isn't symbolic. This is systemic. And once a system that's this large gains momentum, oh, ain't no stopping it. So this moment isn't just political, it is moral. For years, the left told America that enforcing immigration law was heartless. But what's really heartless is letting millions break the law while American families are paying the price. I mean, right? So President Trump's deportation surge isn't about cruelty, it's about fairness. Every lawful immigrant who waited years for approval, every citizen who lost their job or a child to cartel violence, every taxpayer footing the bill for chaos, this is justice for them. Finally. Finally isn't just a word. This is a sigh of relief across the nation. America's moral compass is swinging back toward order. The same voters who were told that they were racist for wanting borders are now realizing that they were right all along. They're standing tall again. So here we are, guys, November 2025, and for the first time in I don't know, a long time. The system is working for the people who built it. Homan dropped the hammer. No, Kristi Noem exposed the lies. Trump kept his word. This isn't a crackdown. It's a comeback. The deportation era has begun and the world is watching. So while Democrats cry cruelty, the truth is rather simple. The law's the law, really. I mean, it don't matter who breaks it. If you break it, you broke the law, and America's enforcing it. So if you believe in sovereignty, if you believe in accountability, if you believe in protecting what's yours, then you're a part of this movement. So make your voice be heard. Like, share, comment down below. Do you stand with Trump, Homan, and Noem as they restore order to this nation? Yes or no? Because this isn't just policy. This is history unfolding in real time. And folks, it's only the beginning.